Hello crazy people! This week I did this portrait here, where I took the photo from the top. The famous bird eye view that usually people do with a drone, but I did it in my living room using my camera. Let me show you how. To take this sort of picture, you would need to have a high tripod or a C-stand, which is a metal stand that you can see in the footage. This is a heavy-duty equipment that's quite useful to have in a studio. I put my black fabric on the floor, attached my camera to the C-stand and using my 35mm, got naked and did the pose I wanted. Using Image Edge by Sony helped me to take the photo from my phone, as you can see in the video. I had in mind that I would edit this photo like a paint, so a bit of a fine art editing. Let me show you how I edit. Okay guys, here I am in Photoshop and this is the photo I chose to do this composition. So I start with this photo and I fix the background. You can fix your background in many different ways. A common way to fix it is getting a brush, and you can sample the color of your background and paint all around. You can also select the area you wanted to fill with the background. You can right click and or control click, depends on the computer you're using, and go fill, or you can go edit and fill. Okay. And then when the background is there, I started to change a few things that I didn't like. It's good for you to take a few photos when you do a composition, because then you can get a few things from the other photos to make your composition better. In this case, I got a new fit there, and I start to put more hair as well in the composition. And I did a healing brush where I removed spots. I always explain that in my video. You know very well where to go. You can always use those tools here to remove anything you wanted to from your composition. Then I did a liquify. So this was the first liquify. I will do another one because I changed my mind when I finished the composition. So you can always come back and do a different filter if you change your minds like I did. Then I did merge all the layers to do a high frequency separation, which is here. And this is to smooth my skin. You always do that. You do that because you want the skin of a model a bit more soft. Then I did a burning dodge for more contrast, as you know. In this case, I used a gray layer for the burning dodge, but you can always go to the burning dodge tools and do using the tools, you know. Perfect. Then I did a curves, and this one is those three things are very small little changes. Then I merged the layer again, all the layers again, and I start to fix the hair and add more hair again. Then I did a stamp here, which was probably done in the hair to make it feel that it was natural and nothing was added. And then I start to add flowers in my hair. I just got a copyright-free image of a flower and add it to my composition. And I just separate it then, because every single flower that I add, I do a little curve on it to create a shadow. Even though it's very unnoticeable, it's nice for you to do it because that will make your composition a bit more real, a bit more realistic. Okay, so flowers in the head, I haven't done anything there because my head is quite, you can see it's quite dark, so it would be very unnoticeable. So in some cases you can get away with that. Then I did a little curve there to make those flowers a little bit darker, because you sort of have to know where the lighting is hitting in the composition in your subject. In this case, you can tell there was very, very low in light in my head, and seems like more light was hitting in here, which means you have to sort of do the same sort of editing to follow this, to follow your light. So I made it darker here and lighter. I left it lighter here. More curves, just choices, of lighting and darkening areas in my composition. So you can see, probably did that for a little bit of more blending and more natural blending of lighting. Okay. You can always keep playing around until you find what you wanted to find, until where you wanted to go with your composition. Added some foreground flowers, and then you blur them accordingly if you wanted them to be different in different places. Like if the camera was from the top, obviously because the focus is here and not here, this is going to be more blurred, so you need to know the focal length and where you are focusing in your image, because that will determine if things should be on focus, or if things should be in focus or not in focus. Okay. Color, so I start to change a little bit of the color of my image. Again, the color, you have to keep trying to find where you wanted to go. I used the color filter, two color fill filters here, and curves, so with those filters you start to create something you wanted to in terms of color. See, I added the yellow sort of tone, then I went a bit more bluish sort of tone, and curves. With colors, you can do in many different ways. You can use filters, you can use curves. Curves is amazing to give you colors. You can use hue and saturation, you can use levels, you can use so many things on Photoshop to change the color of your creation. It's endless possibilities, so you just need to keep trying. Then I merged all the layers, but then I did another liquify here too. This was a big change in my body, and the reason why I did that was because I think when I looked at this image, I didn't find it very gracious. I found a little bit that my pose is really hard to curve your back. Obviously, I'm not that flexible and not that thin to be able to flex my back the way I wanted. So unfortunately, I had to go to liquify and do it myself because I thought it was more gracious. I didn't quite like. I thought it was missing a little movement there. And then I did put my back inside, let's say this way, and I thought that was better. It has a better shape now. And then I applied an action which lights the skin reds in your skin, because I am a little bit fair. I have a fair skin, and probably because I was laying down, there was like a lot of red in my face, here in my feet, some places in my hands as well. So I use this action to remove these reds, or to make them a little bit better. my computer was a bit slow, but yeah, here we go. Then to finalize, I applied a texture because I wanted this to be similar to a paint. I decided to apply a texture. So textures can, if you follow me, you know you can get that anywhere. Concrete, walls, rusty things, anything can give you a texture, and then you can apply it to your image, and then sometimes it looks like a painting. It's pretty cool, fine art and those sort of things. Why I have a mask here? Well, because you can mask your image, get your brush, your black brush, you can even change the opacity of your brush here and even the flow of your brush, and you can remove a little bit from certain areas. I removed a little bit from my body and left more on the outside. So it's your creative choice as well. What should you do with the texture that you apply? And sometimes you can even apply another texture in the top if you wanted to. Okay? And that is it. That's it, everybody. I hope you like this composition. Please comment below on what you think. Your feedback is very important to me. Don't forget to give me a like, to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done yet, and follow me on social medias to see the other compositions. The links are all below. I'll see you next week. Bye.